Yesterday, two men from the Northwest appeared in court on charges of kidnapping and contravention of the Custom Initiation Act after they allegedly ran an illegal initiation school outside of Mahikeng. They were arrested after parents reported their children missing, and 40 young males were rescued and taken to a local hospital for medical checkups. Now, this comes as the customary initiation practice winter season is underway around the country, which calls being for government and communities to protect young men from being abused and also losing their lives under scrupulous traditional practices and carers. But to talk more about this, we are joined by the Chairperson of the National Initiation Oversight Committee, Inkosi Vimbi William Mahlangu. Inkosi, thank you very much for joining us. It's good to have you on the program.
Good morning, Leanne. Good morning to your listeners as well.
So
Thank you for having me.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thanks for joining us. So the National Initiation Oversight Committee Awareness Campaign, this was held last month. The objective, obviously, promote awareness, education, compliance with the Customary Initiation Act that was enacted into law by President Ramaphosa in 2021. We've been reporting on the two men who appeared in the Northwest Magistrates Court yesterday for their bail hearing after allegedly opening an illegal initiation school and abducting 40 young men. This is just one story. What are you doing to prevent such cases from actually happening?
Thank you for that question, Leanne. Leanne, you know that, as you have said, the Customary Initiation Act was enacted in 2021. And there were structures which were established to monitor and implement the provisions of the Act. So the minister has established in New York, and premiers have established PICCs, which PICCs will be on the ground implementing the Act, and New York will be overseeing that implementation. So as to say, just to save lives and protect lives and preserve the practice.
Mm-hmm. You know, this is not the only incident that has come to the fore. Last weekend, an illegal initiation school was also closed at Kutupu village in the Sekhukhune district. This is in Limpopo. What is the situation in other provinces?
Well, it rests with the PICCs, but it has come to light to New York when they came up with the awareness campaign that people are not aware of the legislation. So it is very much imperative to do a rigorous awareness campaign to communities to be aware of the Act. So it is within the PICCs to work together with structures at local level to make sure that there are no illegal initiation schools and prevent abductions of children being taken to initiation schools.
Mm-hmm. So this time last year, I mean, when we look at the situation, 8 initiates died in the Eastern Cape at the beginning of the traditional male circumcision season. What interventions have been made, and have you seen any changes since then?
We have in place as New York, Eastern Cape is our first stop where we are having a program to go and do this awareness. As I've said, that it has come to light that people don't know about this legislation. We have come up with certain measures. I'm glad that New York has requested the DTA to come up with or to translate the legislation in all African languages. Well, the DTA has already started with that. we envisage that they will be done soon. And there are pamphlets that are being produced so that when we go to Eastern Cape, we do this rigorous awareness campaign so that people should know that the act is there to be followed, and we as New York is striving for zero deaths and illegal initiation schools.
You know, this is I don't even recall how many years we've been speaking about this, and yet we still get so many devastating stories of young men that die during this time. And I know you're talking about pamphlets and education campaigns and progress, of educational programs that are taking place. And, you know, the reality is that parents need to be very vigilant about this. But why do you believe that we're still seeing more incidents of illegal initiations being done? You know, it's very worrying when we see incidents of young men now even being abducted and parents being faced with this horrible dilemma of having to pay huge amounts of money to illegal initiation schools. You know, let's perhaps talk about this. What do we need to see happening more? You're saying education's happening, and yet this seems to be now a big scourge of these kidnappings that are taking place. Is that what you've been observing, and how should parents go about protecting their children?
Leanne, there are stakeholders that in New York is envisaging to take sessions with them, which is one of them is the parents. In provincial governments and even national government, the principals, the traditional sergeants, which is what is very critical is parents should play a critical role when their children should go to initiation. There has to be preparations. We prepare before the child goes to initiation, and those who don't prepare for their children to go to initiation are the ones that mostly do have problems. So it is very much critical to come together with all these stakeholders and have sessions that will assist us going forward in trying to curb the deaths of initiates and even the abuse. Because if we don't do that, then the scourge will go on, and these criminals will always go on commercializing this practice. This is a very good practice which we don't want to lose.
Yes, yeah.
It's been part of our existence. So, and it's still part of our existence. So we don't want to lose this practice. That is why everyone should be involved in trying to preserve this custom. Yeah. It is very much imperative, because you can't just wake up in the morning and say, I'm taking my child to an initiation school. There are preparations that are being done by the parents. The parents should know that I'm taking my child to an initiation school. And no one is allowed, Leanne, to take one's child forcefully so to take him to an initiation school. That's an offense. So we discourage those. That is why New York is on the ground working with the PICCs. As I'm talking to you, prior the launch, New York went to Gauteng PICC, have a meeting with them, Mpumalanga PICC, yeah. Also the Western Cape, trying to say, go and look at those hotspots where we can target for the awareness campaign. Yeah, yeah. So that people should know about this legislation. Yeah, which is so we have done vital. That. So we are waiting for the people, for the PICCs to come back to New York and say we are ready, and DTA is ready to take in 2 members of each PICC to work together so that we can work a program going forward.
All right, we leave it there. We wish you the best of luck. Thanks for talking to us this morning about the whole initiation process that is happening right now. This is the season. This, of course, is the national chairperson of the National Initiation Oversight Committee, Inkosi Vimbi William Mahlangu, and he's talking to us about that winter initiation season, the closing of illegal initiation schools in Limpopo and the Northwest, and also I'm hearing of a lot of kidnappings that are taking place, and also here in Gauteng as well. So it really is something that parents need to be a lot more vigilant about.